Hey there, my name is Shannon Willits. I'm the owner of Club Pilates in Fort Myers, Estero, and Cape Coral. I'm a master trainer for Club Pilates, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about strength training in the Pilates studio. So there's a lot of conversation around muscle and metabolism. And it's really critical to understand that in the Pilates studio, we are strength training on this equipment. I like this quote that muscle is the organ of longevity. And if you think about that, as we age, we lose muscle. And it's the other thing about aging is by the time you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, you're starting to metabolically decline a little bit because we're all sedentary in this country. But also our joints start to degenerate. And so this is why I love Pilates. It builds muscle, it builds flexibility, but it's also really safe for the joints. And we use Pilates apparatus. This is called a reformer, and it's a beautiful piece of equipment. It's spring-loaded, and you can get quite heavy with the springs in working out on the reformer. So I'm just going to show you a couple things. We do something called footwork in Pilates. So I'm going to put 3 springs on here. And these springs are pretty heavy. And if you've ever worked out in the gym on a leg press, it sort of feels similar. The difference is that you're lying down. And so that's a magical thing, really, because it allows you to focus on Pilates principles, especially alignment, which is why it's so good for the joints. But the truth is, when you start moving this carriage with those springs, I'm strength training my legs now. And my quadriceps, my hamstrings, my entire pelvic girdle is getting strong. But because I'm doing Pilates, I'm strengthening my core with that diaphragmatic breath. I inhale to expand. I exhale to find my core and connect. So my legs and my pelvic girdle are getting strong. My core is getting stronger. My lower back is getting stronger. I could take this into a single leg exercise so easily here. So there's a lot of dynamic control, but I'm still strength training my legs and my core. So that's a really beautiful thing. Pilates develops coordination as well. So I'll show you something there. Coordination, we lose coordination as we age, and particularly when we're sedentary. So developing coordination, I always say it's like a muscle. You need to strengthen your coordination muscle. When that coordination muscle is stronger, man, your risk for injury is so decreased, it's crazy. You just have control of your body because of the coordination. So you'll start to see this is still strengthening my legs and my pelvic girdle because of the control. But also, I'm going to take this into a highly choreographed movement. And so there's a lot of mobility at my hips, but I'm working my core to stay in control of my pelvis and spine. And the breath is what drives the abdominals. I always say no breath, no core, right? No core, no Pilates, right? So these are great moves to develop that coordination muscle. And I know I make it look easy. It takes a minute to learn. It's so worthwhile. Such a great thing to learn. Plus it feels good, right? It's strength training, but it feels great. So that's just a couple things on our reformer. We can add weights to our reformer. We can add standing lunges on our reformer. I'm just going to take one of those springs down. And you'll see that I'm going to come into, it's a side split, so there's a lot of control here. I'm adding a lateral raise. I'm working my shoulders here. My core is still turned on because of my breath. Good, just like that. So side splits and lots of variations always. Variations, make it interesting, and then combinations challenge coordination. Did you see that? I almost fell down. Good. And now balance too, you know that. So watch this one. So I'm gonna put down the weights. I'm coming into a neutral spine, so I'm really turning on my abdominals to stabilize my body. And then I'm just working single leg. I can add an arm, makes it a lot like gait. And good. We can add front leg work. You can add reaches. You can add weights, combo. A lot of coordination, a lot of strength training, a lot of core work. It's wonderful. It feels really good too. So that's our wonderful reformer. That's just an introduction to the Pilates equipment. I mean, on the reformer alone, there's over 500 exercises, and that's just what's in the book, not including what I make up. The springboard wall, same thing. I mean, you know, use your imagination. Our instructors really do. And the exo, same thing. So just a ton of options, variations to build muscle, build your coordination muscle, build that mind-body connection, work on your flexibility, work on your core strength. My goodness, have I missed anything? No, I could go on. So Club Pilates, I'm at Club Pilates. I hope you come on in and try one of our classes. It sure is fun. It's a great way to work out. Safe, effective, strength training. Come on in.